What's up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. Today I have for you guys a what's for dinner, and I have 4 awesome cozy fall meals to share with you guys this week. And I just wanted to say thank you so much for stopping by and watching this video. If you like videos like this, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up. And if you're not subscribed to my channel, I'd love for you to stick around and become part of my YouTube family. And let's just get into this what's for dinner. So the first dinner is sticky Asian glazed meatballs. This one is so good, guys. And right here, I'm just showing you all of the ingredients. And this recipe is linked down below in my description box for all the measurements. So right here, I'm just mincing up some fresh garlic and some green onions. And then here, I'm just getting the meatball mixture together. So I have 2 pounds of ground beef, and I'm doing some sesame seed oil, some breadcrumbs, some ginger, some whipped up egg, and some garlic. And I'm just getting that all together until it is thoroughly combined. And then I'm just greasing a sheet pan, and I'm going to be making meatballs. And I don't have a cookie scoop. I should totally get one for this reason, but I just do it by hand and eyeball it. And I'm gonna bake those in the oven. And as those are baking, I'm gonna get the sauce together. So here I'm just putting in the hoisin sauce, the rice wine vinegar, the honey, the garlic, the low sodium soy sauce, some more sesame seed oil, and some more ground ginger, and then a little squirt of sriracha just for a little bit of spice. And I also have some rice going in the back there. And here I'm just getting my meatballs out of the oven, and I'm throwing those into the sauce mixture, and I'm just getting those nice and glazed. And then I'm just gonna let those hang out in the sauce. And here's what it looked like, guys, and you garnish it with some green onion. It's really good. This was such a good dinner, and I definitely recommend it. My family really liked it. The next dinner is one of my favorites to make, and this is chicken and dumplings. So first off, I always bake my chicken for the dumplings, and here I am seasoning it with the Trader Joe's seasoning salute, or 21 seasoning salute. It's such a good seasoning for this. And while my chicken is baking, I am making the dumplings. This recipe is all linked down below. Here I am measuring out my flour, my baking powder, and then I'm going to be cutting in the butter and a little dash of salt to make my dumpling dough. So you cut in 2 tablespoons of butter, and you get that into pea-size amounts inside the flour. And then here I'm making a little well in the middle of my flour, and I'm going to add some milk to this mixture, and I'm gonna mix it up with a fork so that I'm not touching it with my hands because I don't want the butter to melt. And you just form that into a nice little ball of dough. And once you get that like almost combined, then you grab it out and you flour your counter or your work surface, and then you're just gonna roll that out and you're going to cut out your dumplings. So now I'm just gonna roll this out. And then with a knife, I am going to cut out my dumplings. And this is a very rustic job that I do. You could do it exact, but I like to make my dumplings kind of like not exactly the same size, and they always turn out really good. And then here I'm just cutting them out rustically. And you're just gonna put that on a floured plate. And then here I'm getting my 2 quarts of chicken broth, bringing that to a simmer. And then I'm going to be throwing my dumplings in one by one or so, and you're gonna swirl the broth around with each dumpling you add so they don't stick to the bottom, they don't stick to each other, and it goes pretty smoothly and quickly. And you're gonna simmer these for 20 minutes or until they are not doughy tasting anymore. And my chicken is in the oven at this point baking still, and then I'm going to be getting that out and shredding it up to add to the dumplings. And here I'm just seasoning my dumplings with a little bit more of the Trader Joe's 21 seasoning Salute. I really like it. It's just like it's kind of like a Mrs. Dash that's not, it doesn't have salt in it, and it just gives it really good flavor. And I add it a couple times, and then I also add a little sprinkle of salt just to season it up. I just season it as I go. And here I am going to be adding my shredded fresh chicken that I just baked. And you could also use rotisserie chicken with this to make it really simple. I've definitely done that before and it turns out great. And this is what it looks like, guys. This is one of my favorite meals to make for my family. My sweet little 6-year-old daughter asked for these, so I'm showing you guys their plates. I have a 4-year-old and a 6-year-old, and they just love them. And the next dinner is the McCormick chicken Parmesan. Here I'm just showing you all the ingredients that would be going into this dish. And this recipe is linked down below, just like the others. And here is the little seasoning packet that you use to make the Parmesan chicken from McCormick. So what you're gonna do is put the Parmesan chicken seasoning on a plate or in a dish, and then you're gonna dredge your chicken in it. And I oiled my chicken breast, and I also cut it really thin, and you could even go thinner than I used. And I also recommend with this seasoning packet that you go light on the seasoning because it is pretty salty. If you are kind of sensitive to salt, I definitely recommend you don't dredge it as much as I did, but it was really good. Still had a lot of flavor. It just needed to be a little less seasoning in my opinion. And then you're gonna bake these in the oven until they're nice and cooked and crispy. And here I'm just showing you the mozzarella and the Parmesan and the marinara sauce that I'm gonna be using to put on these Parmesan chicken. So I just spoon some sauce on each one, and I also left one without any just in case one of my kids didn't want the mixture on top. And here I'm just adding the mozzarella and the Parmesan. After I get it out, I realize I want it to be a little bit more crispy and brown, so I throw it under the broiler for a couple minutes to get it nice and bubbly. And I served this alongside some garlic bread and some steamed broccoli. The broccoli in this actually, like the bag in the beginning, was moldy, so I had to improvise and use some steamed broccoli really quick. But anyways, this meal was so good. Okay, and this next meal is the Indian butter chicken, and this is a really good one, guys. And I am just showing you all of the ingredients for the marinade, and it's a yogurt marinade that you want to make 5 hours at least ahead of time. So this one does take some planning, but it's definitely worth it. So I'm going to be throwing my chicken in the fridge with all these spices, some fresh ginger, and here I am grating my ginger with a spoon. I've never grated fresh ginger before until this video. Some people told me how to do it. So I definitely recommend grating your ginger with a spoon. It went so fast. Or not grating your ginger, but peeling your ginger with a spoon. It went really fast and really well. And then I have some fresh lemon juice, some minced garlic, and then I'm going to be just adding all these ingredients together, and I'm going to be mixing this up, some whole milk yogurt with all these yummy spices, and I'm just going to mix those up until they're well combined, and then I'm going to pour them into my bag with my chicken. And another step I forgot to do in this, guys, is I forgot to make the chicken into bite-sized pieces, so I definitely recommend that because I had to do that later and it was kind of annoying. But anyways, you put that in the fridge for 5 hours to marinate, or overnight if you're that organized. And then I'm gonna get 2 tablespoons of butter going in the pan, and here I'm putting in my chicken, and you don't wanna put in a ton of the marinade. I accidentally put in too much of the marinade in my opinion. I think that made it a little bit on the rich side, so I definitely recommend you let them drip a little bit more. But this was still so good, even though it was a little bit on the rich side. And I'm going to be adding tomato sauce, heavy cream, and you're just going to let this come to a simmer and simmer for like 20 minutes. This recipe is down below, just like I said before. And it's going to get nice and thick, and just, it smells so good, guys. And I'm gonna serve this alongside some naan bread, and I like to get the mini ones, and you just bake those in the oven just for a couple minutes to get them warm, and then you butter them. And on the side, I'm doing some rice. And at the end, you put in some coriander just to finish it off, and you stir that in. And here I am just giving my naan bread a little bit of melted butter on top. And here's what dinner looked like, guys. Definitely recommend this meal, and I definitely recommend this butter chicken. We really enjoyed it. And I hope you guys enjoyed this What's for Dinner video. If you did, please don't forget to give it a like and subscribe to my channel if you're not. I would love to have you around. And I hope you guys are having a great day. And I will see you guys next time. Bye, guys.